And Goose, just so you know. Woo, man. Had to fight the clock there.
Yeah, what was going on with you?
Oh, man, I had one of those classic New York City commutes. I guess, first of all, let's acknowledge that we want to have a quick moment of silence for those who were injured in today's shooting in Brooklyn. Serious. We can be serious for a second. There's our moment of silence. But, crazy day in New York. Thank you to every single person that reached out to make sure, our New York hosts here are doing okay. We are safe and secure. To the least safe thing that happened to me today was that there were so many train delays that I had to sprint home from work to get online, which explains why I'm so sweaty.
It's all right. We can't see it.
Yeah, oh my God, my inner
We can hear it a little bit, but
yeah, I'll probably catch my breath by 8 p.m. So, Joey,
yeah.
Wait a minute. We got a new person here. Got a whole new host.
Yeah, no, this is still Bruce, just grew some hair and aged back a little bit.
So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The heartthrob himself is here, Mr. Joey Parisi. We don't even know where Bruce is. We got no idea where Bruce is. It's cool though. He's here with us in spirit. Really exciting day though on the Great Beyond Live Nighttime Edition. Not only will it be the sweatiest episode we've ever had, but we've got a very, very special guest joining us today. Joey.
Yeah.
You done any research on this guest?
Oh, have I? I saw this little ditty in the back of the closet. Well, not really. It was like right on my dresser. I wear it almost every single day.
Fresh one. Very fresh one.
Yeah. Dude, but I've been listening a lot. I'm very upset I can't go to the show this Saturday, although I might. Who knows?
Yeah, you probably won't. By the way, our guest is Luke Beeman, the bassist of La Special, playing a show at Gramercy Theater this weekend, New York City, Saturday night. So Luke's going to join us around 7:30 and chat it up a little bit about his experiences in music, as well as what to expect for the show. La Special's planning on playing a Frizzle Fry set. Frizzle Fry, of course, is the album by which band?
Primus.
You're damn right.
I know my things.
Oh, that wasn't a quiz. So
I've seen him once.
Seen La Special once. Yeah, and we're pumped to talk to Luke. Luke's always he's always a good content.
Yeah, dude, I got to know him this weekend at we did a couple shows this weekend. We did.
That's right.
So Pigeons at Relics on Thursday. I hope people caught that stream. Dude, the Relic Studio is crushing it lately.
Relic Studio is fire. I mean, somebody's bringing them some incredible bands. Some publicist out there is just like really loading this band up, or this place up with really, really good bands. I'm proud of them over there.
Yeah, they're doing great. Ty is crushing it, man. Just running the show.
Shout out to Ty. Big thank you to Relics. And yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned into that Pigeons stream. Shout out to Pigeons Playing Ping Pong, friends of the podcast, as we like to say. The Pigeons guys released an album last week called Perspective on Friday. Had a little party at Relics. Well, and you know what? Thank you for all you guys who are filtering into the stream now. We just had somebody else filter into the stream. Who could it be?
Hey!
What's up, Uncle Bruce?
Change. It's the time.
How we doing?
That threw me off.
Which time change?
The time change for this episode, obviously. I'm used to doing it in the morning, midday, whenever it was before. I don't even remember when it was before, but now it's in the evening, and that threw me off. I was busy making tea, taking CBD, the usual stuff.
You have some CBD left?
No, I don't. Sunset Lake.
Yeah. Osiris. So
whoever else.
Before we even move on, let's talk about this impending strike.
Mine? My strike?
Ours.
I mean, our impending strike.
Yeah.
And that is, hopefully our sponsors, Sunset Lake, are listening, as well as Osiris.
We're unionizing.
We're about to Amazon up in here. And if we can get some more CBD, I don't know if we're going to be able to chill out.
No, there will be a storm of Tom Marshall at Fish at MSG if we don't get our CBD by then.
I don't even want to know what's going to happen, I'm going to be there Friday, dude, and I'm going to sniff out the CBD at that venue.
Yes, there'll be a lot of CBD to be sniffed out.
MSG is a lot smaller than people think. I can find it there,
That's right. Non-psychoactive stuff going on at MSG next week. So, Bruce, what have you been up to for the last 9 minutes?
Oh, shit. I took a shower. It was a long day. It was a Monday. Tuesday. But it was a long Tuesday. And so I showered. I wanted to be clean for the fans, and I think that's important. So that was really it. I've actually been in the shower for a long time, not even just 9 minutes, way longer. It was a really experiential kind of thing. Learned a lot about myself and others during that period. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I see you got a fly ass hoodie on.
Yeah. So big shout out to Amy over at Circus of Light for this fly threads, as well as Rock and Relics for this Jive 2 hat, all of which is absorbing my sweat right now. Dripfield. I am a human Dripfield right now. So, we're a little bit, I guess we're a little bit new to this whole live thing together.
Yeah. I'm rusty. The squares are small, dude.
They're rectangular now.
Who's this guy in the middle?
I don't know.
I haven't seen this guy in a long time.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of hair. Look at him showing off his hair. It's ridiculous.
I was saying the heartthrob is here.
It's been 4 whole days since we've seen each other, Bruce.
It's too long, Joey.
Yeah.
It's far too long. Have we gotten into any of this episode yet?
No, we haven't.
Perfect.
We had a couple obstacles, a missing host. The new guy's here. So anyway, let's get back to doing what we do best, which is talking about absolutely nothing.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
Well, we talked about Thursday. We could talk about Friday quick. We saw Grey Boy All-Stars at the Broken Bowl.
Hair looks fire, Joey. Hair looks absolutely fire.
Yeah, your hair does look really good.
I don't like this.
Where am I?
We do. Thursday we saw Pigeons. Friday we went to Grey Boy All Stars, which was Liddington. That was actually my first time seeing Grey Boy, and I didn't realize how really popular they are. A lot of people kind of crawled out of the woodwork from the New York City Jam community, showed up at Brooklyn Bowl for a tight show. Joey, what were some of your impressions?
It was awesome. I mean, it was just like hard, very tight funk, which is like I didn't know. I had an idea of what to expect. I listened to them a little bit, but same thing. I hadn't seen them live to that point. I'd seen Carl Denson a couple times, but them together, you could tell they have this thing. And dude, I got to learn that guitarist's name. He sounded incredible. I've never heard someone play that old school hollow Gibson. It wasn't a Gibson. I forgot the name of it. It was a Guild guitar.
Guild, that's a thing.
But it just sounded in that setting of playing hard funk with that soft Schofield type sound it was really cool. And then
so it wasn't a funk
it wasn't
it wasn't that kind of tight. I've actually never seen the Grey Boy All Stars, and I know they've been around for a while, and Greg, you had mentioned to me the weekend how many people were trying to get to those shows, and I knew some other folks that were trying to get there as well, but I've actually never seen them, and that's kind of tight funk now has a place in the scene with
we're so seen.
Fearless Flyers and dude, such a scenester now. It's exactly what I never wanted to be, dude.
Gosh, Jess, how we lost 10 listeners in the past 2 minutes. I guess people are expecting to see Luke Beeman. Luke will be on at 7:30. We're looking forward to having Luke, but for now you got to just listen to some more of our personal experiences, like how we took a team field trip to Pigeons playing ping pong on Saturday night at Brooklyn Steel.
Yes.
Bruce, you left your air mattress here.
Oh, I did. It was a casualty of the night, you know. There was a bunch of things I have to carry. A lot of people don't realize. Yes, I do have your stapler, Sean. It's in a garbage bag. Which most of my stuff I just carry around in a garbage bag. So that's why it was hard to carry things out of Greg's apartment the other morning.
It's true. Bruce did show up with a garbage bag of clothes.
It's, you know, it's multifunctional. People don't realize you see a plastic bag, you can put all kinds of stuff in there. And so that's what I just try to take advantage of that. You know, plastic is an incredible science. So, yeah.
Can we get that on a t-shirt? Not Pollock. Plastic is an incredible science. Somebody make that t-shirt and we will put this away. And we'll do a giveaway. You'll get tickets. Plastic is an incredible science. Bruce Robinson.
Is my Chinese food here yet? What's happening?
This guy was doing science for the 7 minutes he was keeping us waiting. So outside of plastics, like the pigeon show was pretty sick. Shout out to our homie Savannah Hodges. Saw her there. Joey, what'd you think? Too. Oh, Talk as well. Talk about it, Joey.
That was surprisingly my first time seeing Talk. I've been dying to see them like since the pandemic. Just haven't had the opportunity. But like, I mean, the highlight of the whole night for me was when Jeremy and Greg came out and they did Sheep by Pink Floyd. That blew me away that they were able to do that and like collaborate over it.
The highlight of my night was everybody at the show thinking I was a member of Talk. That was really good. Great set, dude. Fucking awesome on like you're awesome on keys, drums, bro. I'm like, no, man, I play drums and Talk. What do you mean? So that was sick. You know, didn't even need a pass to go backstage. Pretty much could have done whatever I wanted there. I'm sure, you know, if Isaac Teal ever hears this, he'll probably be offended. People think he looks like me, I look like him, but he's not listening, so it's all good. Nice.
No, we do.
We do now. Yeah, we do.
I don't.
He's no, for a fact.
He's not super interested in the value of plastics, you know, like
the scientific aspects of plastic. So it was great show. Pigeons album release, like just absolutely electric. The room was jamming. Cam Elkins coming in spicy, watching live, saying things that I wouldn't necessarily agree with, although I'm sure our fans do. The show itself, like just high energy, one long set from Pigeons. And one thing I want to just acknowledge about Pigeons, you know, obviously a lot of crossover in fan bases. This was their 6th studio album, but Goose learned a lot from these guys. Is that me? You hear me ringing? Goose learned a lot from these guys, and they, you know, took the guys out on tour out on the West Coast, and they were one of the most organized and efficient bands I've ever seen. They used their sound check time as practice time on the road, and they just like every single minute of really their existence as a band is incredibly calculated and incredibly put together, incredibly composed. And I think the Goose organization certainly owes a lot to Pigeons playing ping pong, what we've learned from them over the years. And so it was cool to be able to, one, work with them on this album, and two, see this kind of culminating event at Brooklyn Steel.
Yeah, and I actually, because it was supposed to be this perspective, like kind of release show, even though they did their thing on Thursday as well, like that I expected kind of more new songs. And the set, though, regardless, was exceptional, you know. And I know people have their feelings about Pigeons, but you know, we just went in and went to listen to some music, man, and they really threw down. And they had of course Tommy and Colin from the Funky Dogs,
that's right,
sitting in on
Funky
a
Dogs
couple
brass
songs.
band.
And man, those guys like were able to weave in with Pigeons so well. And I had mentioned to Tommy after the show that it's great when it's not. Oh, Joey, dude, what's happening? Is that a cat?
Joey's cat.
Is that a cat?
Assholes.
Oh man, plastics, dude. So microplastics.
Daft Punk mashups were on point.
That is one of the things with Pigeons that I do like. You know, they're always open to having people join them on stage, you know, and they are able to weave people in very easily. into some of their songs. And those guys came in and didn't just like, it wasn't just cool that they were joining. They actually, you know, made a difference in how good some of those songs sounded. And again, it was really seamless. But I was kind of blown away. You know, I've seen Pigeons a handful of times. You know, we've seen them when Goose was opening for them, like you'd mentioned. And you know, I had some mixed feelings even myself, but that show really blew me away. I really could have gone for another set, to be honest, because it was just one set, but it was a long set and it was really well put together, man. And that was a pretty fun field trip for us on Saturday night.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, shout out to Christopher. Really good point here. Really wish we thought of some of this stuff before the show. Dome Fest is going to be a blast. Pigeons Festival next month. You can head out to Dome Fest and see Great Blue, which is Peter's band, Peter Anspach. Lose a guy in a band that's loosely connected to this podcast. And Peter hopefully will jam with the Dome Fest All-Stars. Those Dome Fest All-Stars shows are always a whole lot of fun. And I just want to just loop back to one thing you mentioned, Bruce, about how seamlessly Pigeons fits sit-ins in. Mm-hmm. Somebody else sat in with them in Boston, and it was super dope. And that person's name is Kanika Moore. She is a member of
Kanika, yeah. That's right.
She sat in.
Right.
So that was great. She did an excellent job on Friday night in Boston last week.
She rapped, right? She rapped. She's a rapper.
No, that's the guy from Talk. So yes, Saturday night. Saturday night, our good friends of the podcast, Elephant Proof, opened as well. Crazy stuff happened. Go back, listen to the show, and you'll know a little bit more about it. So beyond our team field trip, it seems like Bruce went on a solo mission yesterday to the Capitol Theater.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I've been on a solo mission for multiple days in the shower. But yeah, I did go to Mount Joy at the Cap. And, you know, that was another, it's kind of, I always like to weave in some of these other shows once in a while that aren't just jam shows, man. You get very used to what you get from some of the shows that a lot of us are accustomed to seeing all the time, where you expect an hour and 15 minutes set, you expect two of them, you expect an encore. You know, it's usually a long show, and you're getting a lot of music and you're getting a lot of improvisation. And Mount Joy was, coming out and just playing their songs. You know, they play an hour and a half set. They rocked it though. You know, there were a few things, that maybe I could criticize. Like I did think they were a little bit abrupt with how they like to end some of their songs. You know, I don't want to always say that, because it kind of comes from that jam experience that it's like, I wish they could have just played, one part of that song 2 to 3 minutes longer, because they do have some very cool composed jams that they fit into their songs. And during those periods, Getty really lit it up, and it was just a much different light rig than you're used to seeing with Getty with Goose. And obviously that changes a lot for the venues, now they're able to rent a lot of backline stuff and, rent more equipment. And like Mohegan, for example, they had so many points where they were setting up lights, but they had so much more equipment, and it's just a much different kind of setup for a band like Mount Joy. And Getty still, understands how to tastefully kind of light up a band like that and do it in a way that is more more in tune with their style, and so the combination was great. They have this front of house guy, Eric, too. So, and some people were asking this on Facebook, and I noticed this earlier, but Getty and the front of house engineer, Eric, were replacing two guys that were doing lights in front of house for Mount Joy before this tour. These two guys have been doing it for the entire 3 weeks that Mount Joy has been on tour. They got a few more shows coming up down in North Carolina and then Houston to wrap it up. And then Getty's going to come back with Goose and go down south with them too in the Carolinas at the end of the month. But those guys really filled in really well. Eric's a great front of house engineer, delivers a really clear mix. They sounded great at the Cap, and it was just a lot of fun. I saw Peter Shapiro there. He dapped me up. I'm very important. But so, yeah, it was a great time. Sam Bardani was there. Goose's front of house engineer. Ty, like you guys had mentioned. I obviously was there, most importantly. And so it was just a really good time. And I'm kind of glad I went, I went out to dinner with a bunch of people before and was almost thinking about not going, but I'm glad I did, and it's great to support the guys. Peter was there also taking pictures. I know a lot of people think he's not multi-talented. Can only play a couple instruments.
Guy's a one-track mind.
Right. But yeah, he actually is, and he actually can take pictures. So he had a photo pass, so it was pretty hilarious,
That's really
but
funny.
It was great seeing the guys, and it was a great show, and it's good to see something different.
So thank you, Bruce, for your field mission. We appreciate that. I, unfortunately know that maybe it made you a little bit tired and you had to miss the start of the episode. But one thing I want to just acknowledge here is this is the nighttime edition of Great Beyond Live, which is why I'm taking over the conversation. I made a critical error today and thought that this would be posted from our page and lined up some cross posts from the Gramercy Theater, Live Nation, New York. All of that won't be happening, of course, to promote the special show unless we can somehow figure this out while we're live. So I just want to apologize to those people who are watching and waiting for that to happen. But I also want to say, because this is a new time, a new experience for Great Beyond Live, would you guys mind sharing this on Facebook?
I'm supposed to do
like I already did that, Bruce. But our listeners, Josh, Kathy, Kevin Rondo, shout out Jamflow. Get those shares out, and when we'll peruse the internet as we do after this, and one of those people who share will win a thing.
This is what happens when we can't think of a trivia question.
This is what happens when Joey's not here to help us stay organized.
Never been able to think of a trivia question. Greg pulls shit out of his ass all the time.
Where the guys go to school. Works every time. Justin, thank you for sharing. Goose Band memes. We don't know who you are, but we love the memes.
Where is my face in these memes? What the fuck?
Well, you
got to get yourself in a music video,
dog.
Joey.
You got to get yourself in Rolling Stone, Joey. By the way, Bruce,
listen to this co-host.
Hold on a second, Bruce. You were in Rolling Stone.
Yeah,
what's really good with that? Tell us a little bit more about your experience acting. You can start with the Globe Theater if you'd like, and making your way to Rolling Stone.
Well, a lot of our listeners might not know that I actually played Hamlet on the Globe stage. It's a classic theater in London. I don't think a lot of people know that that's where Shakespeare's plays basically premiered until it got burnt down by the Puritans. And then they built it across the street, rebuilt it. And then that's where I acted as Hamlet.
Damn Puritans.
One act. Yeah, I don't like the Puritans, and they're very visible in Connecticut.
Those blue laws, man. Couldn't buy booze on Sundays for so long.
Should be able to buy booze at any point in time. But
Not true.
Again, I'll take that up with Ned Lamont. But yeah, so a long history of acting in my blood, personally, not my family, and then I got hired to play a very deep character in the Hunger Site video of an angry boss. And yeah, I'm pissed 24/7, so it came very naturally to me. But yeah, the video came out great. I definitely deserved more, text in the Rolling Stone article. Publicist, but well, my name was good in there. I appreciated that. And I really
your name was good. They spelled it right.
That is, Bruce is tough to spell with the 5 letters, but I was just really glad that video came out in a very short period of time. Karina did a great job coming up with the concept and kind of building it out. I have some hilarious pictures of her and Jan working on dance moves and stuff from that video, and she really did a good job bringing it all together, kind of organizing it in a very short period of time. We filmed over the course of 2 days, and they were very long days, but got all of the filming done. Scott, the director, was really incredible, and his friend Chris, who was helping him. And then they did the editing in less than a week and a half, you know? And so when I got a lot of the reception from the video that was really good, I was just really happy about that. And a lot of people were saying it was one of their favorite videos, you know, and Goose did I really liked the videos for Born and Dripfield. And I just like the fact that a lot of these videos remind me of old school music videos, you know, and of course we don't have MTV, you know, going anymore, you know, and that was a huge thing with, you know, introducing a lot of bands to people back in the late 80s and early 90s. And it's kind of cool to see Goose kind of like harkening back to that and revisiting that and trying to make some of these videos that really do remind me of some of these old bands, you know, not overproduced. They're kind of funny, a little bit cheesy, the bands in the videos, you know, and, you know, Rick had a lot of input in the Hunger site as well. So I'm just really glad it came out great. And a lot of people had a very positive response to it.
Great point, Serotonin. Give Bruce an Oscar already. He deserves an Oscar for being a grouch.
Dude, the coolest thing, the coolest thing too about the videos and about the movie especially is like that all their friends are in it. Like you could tell it's way more fun for you guys to watch it than for like, you know, normal fans, even though it is fun because we do recognize a lot of these faces. Like to just sit around and make a movie, make videos with your friends, like that's got to be the coolest part of it.
Yeah, and I mean that's what, you know, there's always this talk, and there's been some posts on El Goose on the board about community, you know, and I know a lot of people think it's not purposefully driven, but it really is. You know, some of it's been organic, but the band has always been keen on having this family vibe and trying to keep people involved as much as possible. And they've been good at leveraging that, you know. And of course, like even some people were like, the band's not really in this video all that much. And I was like, yeah, because they can't act. None of them were Hamlet. Like
stick to music.
You know, yeah, play your little bongos, you know. And so like, you know, so but it is cool how they do that, you know, and we've kept this kind of a family feel and a family vibe going for a long time, and it's great that they support that, you know. So it's been a lot of fun to do that stuff, and Greg knows too, you know, when we did the Shenanigans movie, which I should have had a bigger part in. But
I don't know who the person you're clearing your breath towards or whatever, you know, is not watching. I guarantee.
No, he's not.
That message is in the void. Yeah.
But yeah, even that, you know, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And even recording this, it was only over the course of 2 days, but it's definitely a lot of fun to get together and screw around. And I think the guys like, you know, acting and I think Rick really did a good job in the Shenanigans movie too. And that kind of comes from some of the silly videos that we did in the past too for Goose Misses and things like that. So it wasn't like it was totally foreign for them. But you know, yeah, it's always a fun time to get together and do that stuff. And I'm really glad they're trying to do it organically, you know, and to make a music video that came out as well as this one did. And Hunger Site's also a great track. So it's hard to miss. You know, but
well, if you don't mind, I'm going to just flex my nighttime privileges again, since this is my Tuesday evening show, because we're a minute late. We're keeping the specialists waiting here.
Who was late today, by the way?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's a trend. We've got somebody waiting in the bullpen here. An incredible bass player. The best bass player in Escaper.
Yeah.
Oh, the basis for Escaper.
The best thing is that he's in the bullpen right now. Like he can't even say anything. We can say whatever we want about him right now.
I know. I see some comments coming from him in the private chat.
Yes, bravado. So, you know, this guy, the best bassist in Escaper, arguably the best bassist in La Special. He's got a show on Saturday night at the Gramercy Theater in New York, New York.
Fuck yeah.
Grizzle Fry set. What band is it, Joey?
The Special, baby.
But a Frizzle Fry set, it's Primus set that they're going to play. It's going to be.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Luke I stopped listening.
What up, Luke?
What's up, boys? Hamlet, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Yeah.
Man, I got angst, you know?
Hey, man. Angst, I was Julius Caesar, so I'm not quite Hamlet level, but that's impressive, man. That's impressive.
Not quite. I also played Agamemnon in a high school play. I don't know if a lot of people know about Greek literature, but that's another podcast.
I thought that was a Doctor Strange reference, honestly.
Yeah, Luke, what's really good, man? I see you're here live from Newtown, Connecticut, but
yes.
we should have decided you on for the whole thing because you joined in all of our shenanigans, Goose reference shenanigans this past weekend.
Yeah.
You know, we did a little pigeons, we did a little gray boy, we did a little more pigeons. Tell me about the best experience you had this weekend. Let's not even talk about your show quite yet. Maybe we'll get these cross posted. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry.
I wasn't sure. Maybe it was my fault.
Yep. I wasn't sure if I was late because I logged in and I got Bruce talking about fucking Hamlet, and I'm like, should I have been here for half an hour? So
we're killing time.
Yeah. Hamlet, microplastics, the whole gamut. You know?
The essentials.
I did act in shenanigans though too, to be fair. So I mean, our acting resumes have some similarities. Yeah, this weekend was killer, man. I was in the city rehearsing with Escaper, and we did a Telefunken session. We recorded a new EP actually on Saturday, which was awesome. And then we got to hang out at the Relic stream. We got to hang with my my Back to Basics boy Ben as he perused
Ben
around
Carey,
shout out Ben Carey, cruising around the streets of Brooklyn with his one wheel and his like reflector helmet. just a total boss. Yeah, that was a blast, man. It was cool to be able to be back in the Relic studio. I really liked the vibe there, and that was fun when we did the session there in the fall or whatever. But I gotta say, great publicist that we work with here. What a guy, Greg Knight. Shout out. You can still shout you out, right? Even though you're above me on the screen.
No, I needed more text in that Rolling Stone article, dude. I don't know who's calling him a great publicist, but I should add a paragraph,
Well, we all, that's fair. I'll leave that between you guys.
We can all do better.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Bruce, you're Hamlet, and now you're in multiple Goose production movies. Come on, dude.
And you always be acting a fool.
What's next? But I gotta say that as fun as all that was, and seeing hanging with the Talk homies was great. The experience that took the cake for me this weekend was definitely seeing Animals as Leaders at Irving Plaza.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Those guys are getting good. I think that if those guys keep practicing, they're gonna really. I think they should make music a career, and I know. Nobody liked that joke. I was throwing it out a few times at Irving. I was like, give these guys a few years. This guy just like looks at me. He's like, don't fucking acknowledge me or me and my girlfriend ever again. But it was incredible. I've seen them probably like 5 times. I feel like I've seen them at a lot of different places in Boston. I've seen them at like Paradise, House of Blues, Royale, but they just keep getting better somehow. And this was the best time I'd ever seen them. Like the audience reaction. For anyone who doesn't know Animals as Leaders, they are the Gent Lords. It's like 2 8-string guitars where they play like double thumb technique and this incredible drummer, Matt Garska. But it was like just the audience reaction to everything was so entertaining. Every just insane run and tight ending. People were just like, oh! Like, it was like a wrestling match with like people's reactions to shit.
So they're a power trio, right?
Yeah. So 2 guitars and drums.
Would you say that
a lot of competition in the power trio?
Yeah, I didn't realize the power trio world was that. So
I mean, it's in my humble opinion the best number to have in a band.
Humbly. So, so in your opinion, also, who wins in a power trio cage match? La Special, Animals as Leaders, Cycles, or
the Great Beyond,
or the Great Beyond podcast.
Do you know how when Predator kills someone, he just like holds their head and his like dreads are just hanging down? That would be Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders with all of our heads.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would take
you don't think if we stick at podcasting for a while we can make this a career? That's not possible.
I think that you guys are probably better at podcasting than them. They're very like shy guys. But in like a death match, I mean, you got to see these guys' thumbs. Like, I was like on my like Instagram trying to like zoom in. It's like hard to see in the sold out theater, and I'm like, I could get like, I'm like weaving in and out of people on the balcony trying to zoom in on Tosin Abasi's thumb. It's insane. And it's like, people are like, why do you love Animals as Leaders so much? They don't even have a bass player. And I'm like, they're better than every bass player at playing guitar.
You said it's 8-string guitars?
Yeah, they're 8-string, like, yeah, they're electric.
Okay.
And they play, well, Javier Reyes, who's like the rhythm guitarist, but rhythm guitar and Animals as Leaders is like the most brutal shredding you've ever heard. But Tosin Abasi plays these custom guitars called Abasi Concepts. And they're these like, they look just like some kind of like alien weapon from the future. They're like gorgeous, custom. But yeah, it's 8 strings. So they drop tune it. So I think it's like drop A that they're like thumping on. And just their tone, they were going no amps, just axe effects for years. But now they have amps again. John, I can't.
You got a message here. Yeah.
Dude, John, I will hit you back.
So, just straight effects. So, like, they go direct in, like Sean Cronin.
Yeah. That's where they got the idea. Actually, was after. It
was after album group. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about what you got going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Which is a show.
Yes.
In New York, at the Gramercy Theater. You guys are going to do a set of Frizzle Fry, as I've said 9 times today. I know that it's a Primus album.
You the publicist, baby.
That's right. Promise. Call
People's
me.
publicist.
People's publicist.
So, one, tell us a little bit about Primus's music, and how it's influenced LaSpecial, how it's influenced you as a bass player, and just tell us a funny fact about Johnny since he's in the chat.
Oof. Where to begin? Well, Primus is like, if you've seen LaSpecial, it's pretty obvious that they're a pretty big part of our DNA. We've been listening to them since we were kids. They were a super big influence early on. And as a bass player, discovering them when I was like 15, it's a game changer. Rory was the first one who got into them. And yeah, I still like remember Rory buying the Sailing the Seas of Cheese album at an FYE in the mall. And I'm like, what is this weird album? But shout out FYE.
Shout out to For Your Entertainment.
They're back. If you go to your local, FYEs are back.
Charging $20 for
really?
a CD.
Yeah, they sell like vinyl now.
I thought they never left.
No, they left, and you can buy like Haichu and like Pocky and all these like weird Japanese snacks there. It's very indie.
Not very indie. I'm a big indie guy now, by the way.
Especially
this type of
indie film actor.
Since the Rolling Stone thing, you just went full indie. I get it. Yeah.
I'm so independent, it's crazy.
Purely independent, yeah.
So Luke, how was? Yeah, go on. I feel like I posed some questions.
No, you did, and I didn't answer any of them. But
that's kind of what happens here.
Sorry, talking about FYE. I mean, so obviously, like Primus is a huge influence. Les Claypool is probably not surprised anyone that's heard me play, my favorite bass player. And we've been covering their music for a long time. It's always been weird to me that more bands don't in our scene. You know what I mean? Like they're a trio. I get it's technical, it's difficult, but not as technical and difficult as a lot of other shit. Like I don't know, Mo or something. No, I'm just kidding. It's more technical. But,
or indie rock.
Or the guys from Mo.
Or all the guys from Mo. But, so we've been doing it a long time, and we came up with the Frizzle Fry concept during quarantine, actually. Like, we were coming up with different ideas to stream, and we'd done Primus sets, but to do like a live stream, we were like, let's do something a little more focused. And so we were like, let's do an album. And Frizzle Fry just kind of seemed to be the one that made the most sense and the one that we knew the most songs off. So we put a lot of time into it, and there was also nothing else going on. So we all got to like just lock ourselves in our, respective practice places and work on it, and then get together a lot and work on it. And people can check that out. The live stream's on our YouTube channel. And now we've done it. This will be like the 3rd time live we've done it. We did it at Beanstalk Music Festival. We did it in Boston at the Sinclair, and then now this weekend at Gramercy Theater. Shout out. And it was fun doing it for the stream, and we got to get all that like surgical precision down of really like at note for note Primus, but it's way, way more fun live. And the set we did in Boston at the Sinclair was like one of my favorite sets we've ever played, honestly. It was just wild energy. It's just really fun to bring that music to life. That means so much to us, and try not to fuck it up, but we do. So come this Saturday and let us know. If we do, we will.
Do you guys do like the entire album like in one set, or is it kind of like the songs sprinkled throughout?
We do the whole. So this weekend we're doing an original special set. We'll do a quick set break, and then we're playing the entire album.
Okay.
How quick will that set break be? Just wondering.
Honestly, it's an early show, so just so you guys know, the show we start at 8:50. So doors are at 7. Our friends Peak are going to be playing 7:30 to 8:30. The special is 8:50, and then the Frizzle Fry set will be like 9:50.
Peak! Shout out to Peak, Jeremy Hilliard.
Yep. Jeremy and Guido. Yeah, they're great, man. They're a newer band for anyone that doesn't know them, but they're all guys that have been in the scene for a while and are good New York homies of ours. So we kind of have to find ways to keep the set moving here. It's going to be a pretty rapid fire, just song. But we'll still have some improv and some theatrics. I'm sure. We were actually discussing today whether or not we'd have time for a drum solo, and I really hope we do, because that is when I pee. And also Rory's drum solos are fun. So let's hope that we do that.
Yeah.
Hey, breaking news from Osiris, guys.
We're getting CBD.
Are we fired?
We'll be getting CBD this week.
Oh, tight. Yes.
Luke, you want some CBD, dude?
I'd love some. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, you're not getting any my CBD. I hope it's coming from the publicist.
Yeah, contain your excitement, dog. What? Yeah, you better send some emails, because
you guys can't divvy up any extra CBD for me.
I'm about to ingest 25 CBD gummies as soon as they get here.
So. Get back to basics.
Yeah,
get back to basics up and get yourself some Sunset Lake, dude.
Yeah, I'd love that, man. Yeah.
It used to be a dairy farm sporting Ben & Jerry's ice cream. If you didn't know,
I'll take that too.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big into ice cream as well. I got some Chipwiches in the freezer. Dude. Oh, you're gonna ask a question?
I was gonna derail this with the nighttime card, but Bruce, I'll let you get a pass this time. You were late. Yeah, I know you're just adjusting.
I was gonna talk about Primus. I was gonna ask Luke a really intelligent question, and now I'm not gonna. Now
in the chat, folks, in the chat, let us know your favorite Primus song from Frizzle Fry before Bruce asks his question.
Too many puppies. I mean, so Frizzle Fry, I also love Primus, and I think one of the things that you mentioned, Luke, is why people don't try to do that more. I'm try to cover them more, man. And it's really hard when you have a band that's like that iconic in a way and very, unique. It's really easy to just come off as a copy. And one of the things I have admittedly always loved about La Special is the fact that you guys do seem to pull that same thread, but in a different direction. It doesn't seem like a ripoff. And that in and of itself is really hard to do. And I did watch that stream when you guys did the Frizzle Fry set during the pandemic. And I know you mentioned it's on YouTube. People should definitely check that out. It's really incredible. It doesn't just feel like a ripoff cover set, man. And how you guys, can kind of adapt and take your three-piece and make as much noise out there as you guys do, and really just kind of carry that same vein, man. There's just never been anybody that, to me as a big Primus fan growing up too, that's ever been able to really pull that off with such effectiveness like you guys have. So I'm definitely very much looking forward to that. And I'll definitely be at Gramercy this weekend rocking out to that stuff, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that live.
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate it. And it's funny, one of the things that I've said to people, that have commented, obviously we have kind of, now people in the Primus world are starting to kind of talk a little bit about us from collaborating with Mike Dillon, and which we have some other cool projects in the work with. And I saw we shared today that a year ago Rory was on the Primus Tracks podcast, and Claypool just showed up and
whoa,
yeah, he just kind of bombed in on the podcast. And I remember it's crazy. It's a year ago. I remember I was just chilling, and we get a text from Rory, and he's like, "Fucking Claypool just showed up," and we're like, what on the podcast? And it's a trip, man. And he's asking, he's just drilling Rory. He's like, play 777-9311. He's like, play this, play that. And Rory's doing it, and he's into it. And he's like, you got Claypool giving him props on the podcast. It was I was crying.
That's cool. That's so cool. Yeah.
So you're gonna play Drive? You're gonna play Drive 2 for us?
Yeah.
Another great Primus track.
Yeah. No. Yes.
777-9311 though. I know you know that one, Greg. That's
100%. It's by Primus. Come on, dog. Come on, make it difficult for me. But
I know.
So, all right. So, Frizzle Fry, awesome. I'm stoked. I'm glad that the influence is there. We all watch South Park. But like, let's talk about your original stuff. December 20. Oh God. December 2020 is when Ancient Homies dropped. Great
2020. Yeah.
December 2020, back in the day. December 2020 is when Ancient Homies dropped, which was the last official studio release from the special.
Yeah.
One of my favorite releases, because I worked on it. But tell me a little bit about how your sound evolved up to that point, and what the last year and a half of being on the road pretty hard has taught you guys, and how your sound has evolved since.
Yeah, I mean, we were all super proud of Ancient Homies, and we were just really glad that we were able to put it out during a time that was a stalemate for so many people. And, we were fortunate enough where we didn't live too far from each other, where, COVID made it like impossible to work. So, I mean, we were able to finish that album. Some of it we had already been recording demos of, and recording in various studios, and recording at the Music Cellar. Shout out, that's our music school and music studio in Millerton, New York. Johnny G's brainchild. And we so we were able to kind of like get together and finish the album, and the whole thing was mixed remotely by Dave Sanchez, our friend, who's the lead vocalist and guitarist in this Denver thrash band called Havoc, who is gnarly. Anybody who's on the Animals as Leaders tip or anything like that, it's like serious thrash. And he just did an incredible job mixing it remotely, because we recorded the album in multiple locations, so it's difficult to make it sound cohesive like an album. It wasn't just like a week in the studio. So that, and it was interesting that there were songs that we had been writing for a couple of years, and songs like, some of them were just in the box songs, like a song like Repeater, I remember, was just a demo that Johnny had made that was kicking around for like a year, and we were like, let's finish this shit and put it on the album. Like, I recorded the bass right here in Beeman's basement. So that was a different process for us. But then, yeah, exactly. I mean, by the time Ancient Homies came out, we were already writing like almost a new album's worth of material. And so we've been on the road, like you said, a lot. We just wrapped this 3-week like nation spanning tour where we really got
it out, dog. Selling out the PNW for the first time. This is
it was great.
If I were you, this would be you.
Oh, those are sick. Can I borrow those on Saturday?
100%.
My man. But yeah, that tour was great, man. But we've been working on a lot of new music, man. I mean, we have about a new album's worth of material written, and we're going to start working on it with Dave Sanchez again at the Music Cellar soon, now that we're off the road and have a little bit of time coming up. But yeah, I would say that if anything, the music's just kind of gotten heavier and more kind of in like that riffy direction of tracks like Tonberry and stuff like that. And we actually have a track that Johnny G wrote after taking a lesson with Javier Reyes from Animals as Leaders. And it's like this technique, this like selective. Yeah, it's really sick. It's a technique called selective picking. It's in like 5/8. Like, sometimes we play it at festivals and people are just like, shut the fuck up. And like, sometimes it really resonates with people that are more into that proggy shreddy shit. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to kind of go a little bit more in that direction. But then we also have like some more kind of bass heavy bangers and stuff like that. So we're really stoked. I feel like the material that we've been writing is stronger than anything on Ancient Homies. So I'm stoked.
Really?
Yeah.
That album, Ancient Homies, front to back, man, is a great album. It's super easy to listen to the whole thing, and it just flows really well. You got a lot of great tracks on there, so I'm definitely looking forward to the new one.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I hope that it can still, Ancient Homies did come across as being really cohesive with some of those like improvised takes that we ended up including there. It's kind of this like musical language almost, which was one of my favorite things about the album. And, I guess we'll kind of see. We've got like some concepts and some things we're talking about with the new record, but not like as firm of a vision of what Ancient Homies was yet, but we're kind of just letting it happen organically. But I mean, we've got like the heavy, like if you see us on Saturday, or if anyone that's seen us over the past like 6 months to a year, you've heard a lot of the new stuff. Like, we've got this brutal, shreddy new song called Lungs of the Planet that's about the rainforest.
Oh, those things must hurt.
I thought it was about my lungs.
Let me vape to that. Yeah, let me get some popcorn lungs.
There's nothing more metal than saving the rainforest, and I learned that from Gojira.
There's nothing more metal than the Earth's lungs.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tarry oasis of nonsense.
Exactly.
You guys do have this like psychedelic approach to, you know, the themes of your songs are like a lot about consciousness, a lot about getting outside yourself and like losing your personality type thing, especially I noticed on the live album. So like, yeah, I mean, to hear that type of theme in like such a heavy, to me, scary, because I'm a frightened little boy, like scary music.
Yeah,
like it's cool.
Joey's
it's
a fish
cool
fan,
contrast.
you know, he's scared of stuff. You know?
It really scares the shit out of me. Like, but like it's also there's something about like deep, dark, scary music that like I don't know makes you feel really good. Like
yeah. Well, dude, I mean, I appreciate you saying that because to me, the band that kind of emulates that or like embodies that concept is Tool. You know, a band that's like very heavy, drop D riffs, intense tribal drumming. Oh, check them out. Bring up YouTube. They're on Spotify now. But it's just like
they've been practicing.
But I got to see them at TD Garden in Boston in February, and another band that I've been seeing for years, and still it's so inspiring to see some of these bands that I've been looking up to and listening to for so long just continue to like elevate their game and just become sonically bigger and more of an intense production. And Tool's a band that's kind of all about looking within yourself, and it's kind of like that, you know, that darkness is not something to always be afraid of. It's something to embrace. It's something to grow from. And that's something that speaks to me. You know what I mean? I'm all for like positivity in music and shit like that. But as we all know, sometimes in like the scene, it can almost feel like kind of just like fake. You know what I mean? It's like, you get mad, fucking break a glass bottle, scream at somebody. What it's human emotion and
turn some clouds.
Turn some clouds, man. So yeah, get dark with it, bro.
Yeah. So you guys want to do a ticket giveaway for Saturday?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We have that authority.
It's great. It's the nighttime edition of this. So the specialists who are watching, chance to win a pair of tickets to Gramercy Theater on Saturday to see Luke Beeman do his thing. I prepared a trivia question for the first time ever.
Oh, we got a question
just now. And that is the band La Special has played a show or two at a desolate venue right off of Route 22 in New York State, nestled against a mountain near the Berkshires. What is the name of said venue? Your chance to win. Put it in the chat. I don't even know if Luke knows.
Yeah, Luke, do you know the answer?
I think I know. I won't say it.
It's just this random cave somewhere.
It could be.
There are some good caves off 22.
Definitely get turned there as a camp counselor. Turnt clouds. Okay. You can guess more than once in the chat. Kathy, it's not Daryl's Place, but it's off Route 22.
That's literally what I thought, because Daryl's Place is off Route 22. But I think what you're talking about is actually right off Route 7.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'm
I don't know.
We're really throwing off our listeners.
Yeah.
Then you're throwing me off. I don't know, man. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this show happened.
Okay. Shout out Daryl's house, though. That place is a trip, dude. Yeah. Oh, my God. Have you guys ever been there?
Got to get Daryl to sing in a special track. You guys got to record up there, man.
Can you imagine with like the gray flowing hair?
Yes.
Thinking about the 80s. Oh, man.
It would be repeater with Daryl Hall. Yeah, so it's your guess is literally as good as mine, I guess, right now. It is not SPAC Diesel Johnny. But it's not Daryl's Place. Keep these coming off Route 22. Near Copake, near Hillsdale.
Do we have an answer? We do have an answer to this question.
We do have an answer to this question.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah. I don't think the show happened, dude. Based on Luke's face.
No, I think I know what he's talking about, and I'm like, how the fuck?
It wasn't just like a bounce castle.
Greg, tell us in the private chat.
Okay, yeah, I used to be a camp counselor near this place, and basically our good buddy Jake Ryan's all up in the chat. Like I was working there during college, and Jake was, oh my God, there he is. Jake knew. Jake, you win.
What the hell is that place?
Yeah. It's Iconic Wayside Inn.
We played
2008. Yeah. So Brain Trust booked it. Okay. Shout out to Kyle Langen. It is a small formerly an inn, mostly just a place for mountain men like myself to imbibe a good Yingling. Taconic Wayside Inn.
A lot of people don't realize Greg's a big Yingling guy.
Oh my God, you already know.
loves the lagers.
Yes, the taste of Pennsylvania. So Luke, you played there, and I remember like it was my night off from camp counseling. Serious shit.
Where were you a counselor?
YMCA Camp High Rock, nestled in the Berkshires, outside of Great Barrington.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to like keep them in business by
make a shout out of the episode.
Trying to keep you all in business. No, I mean just like it is me. So you guys played there, and Jake, like I remember Jake hitting me up. He may have sent me a letter by snail mail because that's how accessible I was in 2007. He was like, "Yo, the specials playing out there." At this point, I had no idea, like really who you guys were. But it was allegedly a worthwhile trip. Got there, I was like, "Yo, this must be Animals as Leaders, man. This should inspire." But no, tight. All right, so Jake Ryan wins tickets to the special.
Jake, you win, buddy.
If I can quote Forrest Gump, "You can't stay here." But hope to see you Saturday.
Yeah, Jake,
right, so
let's go, buddy. See you Saturday.
Let's
you have
dig
no
in.
excuse now.
I'm sleeping on Greg's couch Saturday, Jake. It's not yours this time around.
Eric's out. There's a waiting list right now for Greg's couch on weekends. Like that real estate's going up, dude.
Bruce's air mattress is still available. So let's dig into a couple other things though, because this podcast is Goose adjacent. Luke, tell us an embarrassing story about Ben Akin at Berkeley.
Okay, you want one of the first times I met Ben. This was funny. Okay, so
also the last time.
This is the last time I saw him. No, shout out my boy. So Ben Akin lived in this house with this dude Vin Pugliese used to live there, and Sean Cronin lived there, Stephen Learson. Like this was like a Boston musician hub. And there were some wild after parties there. This is right in the heart of Allston. Vin's been there forever. I lived in Allston for a while. And when there was a show in town that everyone was at, it was just after party of Vin's. I actually have kind of a reputation for shouting that on the mic, including our last show in Boston. Or no, not at House of Blues, but at the Sinclair show. It was actually in poor taste because Vin couldn't come and do lights for us because he had COVID. But I still said after party of Vin's on the mic. Didn't happen.
That's great, though.
It was just keeping the tradition alive.
Yeah.
Look at Joey's cat. Look at Joey's cat.
That's a beautiful cat you got there, Joey.
Yeah, she's really annoying.
Joey's
Joey's
new to the live experience.
Yeah, right. I'm still working out the kinks.
But okay, so back to my embarrassing Ben Akin stories.
We're bad at this.
Yeah, we have to embarrass Ben.
Right. Yeah, I don't want that to go. That can't be the one thing I miss. Not on this
important part.
Podcast. Yeah. So anyway, I was going over to hang. I forget if I was hanging with Ben or with one of the other guys there, whatever. But so I like roll over and I'm like I go to the house. I'm knocking on the door or whatever. And at Vin's place, like you knock on the door and just go in. But so I knocked, I went in, and Ben is hanging out, warming up on drumsticks, watching the special set live at Disc Jam. And I go in and I'm like, "Hey, love these guys." And he's like, "This is really embarrassing."
Do you remember what song was playing?
No, that I don't have that kind of memory, Greg. Come on.
But, look, I mean, it was the funny thing is Disc Jam was remarkably close to the Taconic Wayside Inn. Both of which barely exist anymore.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But it was funny. I mean, it's not really that embarrassing. I was like, "No, man, that's cool." But he was like, "Dude, this is horrible." He just walked in. It was pretty funny.
So, moving forward, who's your favorite bassist in Goose?
Oof.
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions today.
And I gotta say, I gotta shout out Tweaks as a fellow black denim jacket bass playing guy. I don't have the hair.
Not where I thought that was going.
No. He has better hair than me, but I respect the denim jacket and his entire aesthetic, and he's a sick bassist. So I'd probably put him at least at the top of the list.
Okay.
He's vying for the top at least.
Yeah.
What about where does Jeff rank?
Jeff is nasty, man. Yeah, Jeff and I actually went to Berkeley around the same time as each other, but didn't really know each other. Him and Rory knew each other. I actually kind of connected with Jeff more when we were doing the Shenanigans video shoot at the old Shenanigans pub down there. But yeah, I mean, he's an upright bass player. That's better than me. I can't play that instrument.
You play standing up though.
I can play standing up, but I can't play stand up. So it's a jazz difference.
It's half the battle, though. To be able to stand is half the battle.
I consider you an upright bass player.
Oh, you do?
I haven't been upright for over 24 hours. So.
I mean, technically, when I'm just here playing, I'm still upright. You know, it's not.
You're a little up wrong there. No, it's too leisurely.
This is not upright bass playing. This is bad.
Upright is really a loose term. Fast and loose.
If you just go horizontal, it'll then be upright.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm a horizontal bassist more than an upright one.
Yeah,
I'm a vertical bass player.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's
this is music theory, folks.
I want to ask, what are those foils behind you?
Oh, it's got the special gallery up here. So
nice.
We got. I got starting from what would that be, left to right, or is that right?
It's my right.
No, you're on a PC.
Let's go right to left. I'm on MacBook 2012 Pro. still
Directions are lost on us. Yeah.
Okay, so I got Getaway Part 2 by Chris Gallen. It's sick. It's very kind of Grateful Dead derivative art, but it's still, it's cool.
We've heard of them here. Yep.
It gets a little bit more metal as we go to the left. Like we've got lightning bolts here, and then we go more into a Space Wizard from Hell, and that's the Summer Tour 2021 Tortuga Designs. Shout out. Then we've got our Colorado 2021 print, and that's Lava Labs. I love Lava Labs. They work with Jamflow a lot.
Shout out to Jamflow also.
Yeah, we got to shout out the Jamflow.
We love you guys.
And Jamflow is a big reason for all of this art, and Claw and Kron and the artwork has been killer lately. So shout out to those guys. I love that. I just love Cyclops goats being abducted by UFOs. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what's happening there. And then on the left is actually this is great plug. It's hard to see, but it is the last Frizzle Prize that we did in Boston, and it's by one of my favorite ever poster artists, Zombie Yeti. Yeti does posters for Primus, for Foo Fighters, for Slayer. He is the guy. And when we reached out to him about doing some artwork, and we said specifically, we're doing this Primus set, but anything, and he was a fan. He knew the music and had been listening to us, and he was just the nicest, coolest guy. He's like, yeah, as soon as I finish this Primus pinball machine, I'll do that. And we're like, yeah. Sounds good.
He has done some epic prints.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you fuck with Zombie Yeti, Bruce?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, yeah,
nice.
I collect prints because I waste money on anything I can besides anything that would be beneficial in my life. But yeah, I do have tons of prints, and I've always Primus has always had great prints, and Zombie Yeti has actually been kind of producing prints for them for a while, and he's made a lot of cool ones, and I'm definitely a huge fan of Goats with One Eye and Space Wizards and stuff. So really down with all of that,
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I know people in the chat are like, we can't see it. I'm sorry. I should have. I didn't design this well. my podcasting layout.
It's better than the standing light that people see over here and this open door. I didn't even decide to close the door, No,
dude, that's a Brooklyn vibe. That's a Brooklyn vibe, Bruce, and don't downplay it.
Bringing Brooklyn to Norwalk, baby. We're gonna gentrify the shit out of this area. Let's go.
I'm coming for you, baby. Eating beats on the block. All right, so let's do another giveaway. Speaking of Yeti themed items, Bruce, what you got?
Yo, good thing this door's open.
Well, Bruce grabs our today's prize. Besides Jacob Ryan's tickets, of course, to the Gramercy, and the arbitrary prize that we will send to the person that shared this, which is probably Josh. Let's see what we've got. Bruce, give us a little bit of description on this artistic piece.
So we've given away some other stuff that was generously donated to us by Varvel Arts, and they make a lot of cool artwork in the Goose fan scene, a lot of cool Dead stuff. We gave away this cool Black Velvet Steely print. But this is a very interesting piece. And I do love, when people make these art pieces based on wood. But this is actually called Trevetti in Denver. And it's an adaptation of Trevor as a Yeti. It is very intense.
I saw that before. I didn't know that was supposed to be Trevor.
Yeah, that's Trevor. And
now
it kind of does. It looks like him, yeah. And I mean, he's a Yeti though. And and this thing is really badass. Want to thank Eric and Michelle at Varville Arts for sending us all this stuff to give away. But it's a really cool piece, man. And if anybody has anywhere to hang it, you're gonna definitely want to put this right out front. You want your guests to enter your house and see this immediately. Maybe even hit them in the face. Hang it from the ceiling.
What's like reflected in his sunglasses there?
Oh, there's people dancing, and I don't know.
No,
why,
that's the Sculpture Park.
Sculpture Park, duh.
Oh, I thought it was dueling cigs.
I thought
that's what the sculpture's called at Sculpture Park. It's dueling
cigs. It was an A-frame of
dueling cigs. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a bunch of Pall Malls fighting it out.
Sculpture's got a big nicotine buzz out there.
It's an impressionist take on the Newport Folk Fest. All right, so we've got a trivia question.
With an answer?
Depends on how good you are at trivia. And this question, you can win Trevetti in Denver. I think. Eric, let me know if that's how we pronounce it correctly.
Trevetti. Yeti.
Trevetti.
Yeti.
Oh, it all makes sense. All right.
Yeti artwork.
This question is, what is, and in the chat with your answers, folks, what's the first song Goose played in New Orleans ever in their career?
When the Saints go marching in. When the Saints go marching in.
I did not believe that.
All right. You hear that? Do you hear that modulation? Luke, let's modulate a little. Let's modulate a little bit.
Can we modulate up a diminished fifth?
Yo, Greg and I always modulate in diminished fifth, honestly, and it comes easy to us again, just like acting for me and microplastics.
First song ever in New Orleans. Let me see what y'all got in the chat. It could be
the answer's not to Conic Wayside Inn.
It could be a La Special song. Maybe not.
No, those soft ass motherfuckers can't cover La Special, dude.
There you're right.
Can I swear?
You're
right. Yeah, it's nighttime. I can swear.
What did I say about that, Bruce?
I'm sorry. This is PG-13 now at night.
Oh no, we can swear now. All right, we've got a winner right now. We've got a winner, and it is that dude, our guy Robert Medrano.
Oh, what up, Robert?
H-Town in the mix. Get your lean on.
Are we allowed to say butter rum on this?
No, we're not. It's a racist trope. But we can't even say the name. I can't believe you even said that.
I feel bad.
They went on down to New Orleans and culturally appropriated some calypso and played butter rum. Robert, I hope you have wall space because Bruce is sending that your way.
Congratulations, Robert.
That
is going to scare the hell out of some people.
That's pretty sick. That should be something that either is super visible when you walk in or directly above your toilet. So any man has to make eye contact with Trevor Yeti while they do it.
I do have a full-size printout that I got at Kinko's of Trevor above my toilet. I tend to look up a lot in despair in the bathroom. So
it's on the ceiling.
Dude, we used to have like a White Castle poster that my roommate stole in college that you just have to stare at while you took a shit. Like mac and cheese niblets, like the most disgusting thing White Castle ever sold. But hey.
Look at Joey coming on here like he's Eminem. Profanity. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. We've leaned into this culture of hazing.
Yeah, dude, it's getting rough. This weekend was tough for me. Bruce yelling over my shoulder about how I can't dance.
Bruce, what the hell?
I mean, I yell a lot of shit over a lot of people's shoulders. I can't possibly remember all of it.
I forgot who you said.
Shows,
You were like somebody. I forgot what name you said. You're like, somebody can go fuck themselves. Like as Pigeons was coming on stage.
Probably Greg Knight.
Absolutely. That definitely sounds like
Greg
something
next.
I said.
Bruce, if you came to Animals as Leaders, you wouldn't have been able to because everyone there was 6'5", burly, I was calling them all gentlemen, like DJENT, and I'm like in the back, like just kind of hanging, and people just keep going. And I'm like, yeah, come on through, gentlemen, like gentlemen only. Some big burly boys at these shows.
So, Luke, let's talk a little bit about what else La Special has going on.
Sure, and I'm not just trying to bring it back to Animals every time you guys talk about Goose. True.
It's all right.
No, that's fine. We really don't want to talk
totally
about
fine.
Goose.
Goose is an animal. Leaders.
Shout out Robert.
Debatable.
Good job winning that, buddy.
Yeah, that's Robert's the homie.
Robert's the homie.
Do our stop by Houston soon. So let's talk a little bit more about La Special because I mean I feel like we want everybody listening to know a lot more about y'all.
Yeah.
So you started in Boston, and so I'm gonna literally one of the things we don't do is lean into fact here. You started not
big fat guys.
Come on, where do you go? It's me, Joe Rogan. So you guys started back, you've been playing together since 2004.
Dude, even 2004. Yeah. Was that? Yeah.
The year of the Taconic Wayside intro. No, I'm just kidding.
The first time we played the Taconic Wayside in was actually 1998.
The Wayside tour. Yeah, come on. I have that foil.
We just toured up and down Route 22 for about 5 years.
Up and down the Taconic Parkway, baby. Just anywhere you can stop and play. Any cave that's open.
So
that's the other print I didn't point out before.
04, right? 04 is
Taconic Route 22 tour.
04 is the right year, right?
Yeah, no, you're right, man.
The color black existed then.
Yeah, I think we actually all there. You should see some pictures of us back then. That was before we discovered black t-shirts. I think Johnny has dreads. I am just looking like this confused English American guy with one of the golfer caps. We didn't look good.
Birmingham,
mate. But our first ever EP we recorded in 2005. John was a senior, I was a junior, and Rory was a sophomore in high school.
Okay, so you started in 2004. You guys all progressed to Beantown, as they call it. Literally, why?
Great question. I mean, me and Rory just went to school there. Johnny actually went to school at Bennington, Vermont. I went to school in Long Island for a couple of years. CW Post, shout out. And then Rory went to Berkeley, and I went over to Berkeley. And then after that, me and Rory both lived in Boston for a while, and I just kind of stuck around there for a while. But now we've kind of reintegrated back. We're kind of just regrouped in Connecticut. Johnny's got the Music Cellar, which is Millerton, New York, but it's right on the border of Connecticut. So for a while, we were in our bios and everything. When the Brain Trust was representing us, it was Boston and New York. There was never Connecticut in there, which is weird because it is where we started. It's where we're from, and it's where we're more or less based out of now. So
right.
We're a Northeast trio. That's what I would say down in Texas. They're like, what the fuck does that mean?
The hardest power trio in the Northeast.
Thanks. I'll take it. That's a good.
I said that on Saturday night. You were a little more stoked.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our manager is in.
Our
manager, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Yeah. It's just because there's a cat.
100%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
All right. So starting in 04, you went to Boston. Johnny went to Bennington. Roy went to Berkeley. Luke sauntered over to Berkeley, as people do.
I didn't get in at first. Then I got in and went.
I didn't ever, which is why I'm a publicist. So, what were some of the key moments for the band emerging from Berkeley, right? Literally, there was no chance that Jake Ryan was not putting me on. And his, man's got a diaphragm, and it echoed through UConn's campus. We gotta fucking go see the special.
Man's got a diaphragm.
Man does have a diaphragm.
Middle East upstairs at 7 o'clock.
That muscle under his lungs.
I'm 19.
There,
Yeah. So the man projected, and the word was received. So tell us a little bit about key moments, key festivals, be it the Big Up, be it Taconic Wayside Inn. What's really defined your career? And then we'll also let Joey ask some questions because he's new to the live experience.
Fire. Okay, yeah, cool. Right, we were talking about that this week, right? Yeah, that's a great question, man. I guess it's kind of hard to really reflect or pinpoint You know, it's interesting. Like some bands have that moment, like with Goose, right? That Peach Festival set. Like people point to that as that when so much of a new audience really heard the band. That was a moment for the band,
which is kind of unfair, though. Like in a way, like right now, like now, you know, where it's like, I personally think it was a good set, but like I don't know that it was like defining.
Well, it just seemed like a buzzworthy set. You know what I mean?
I haven't had dinner.
I'm still waiting for
good,
that
not
Chinese
defining.
Food, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the Taconic Wayside Inn in 04.
Exactly.
But I mean, still got good exposure.
It was not.
Look, it's up, Denny's. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, milestones.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times, you know, bands in our scene, like, you know, you look to festival plays for that, and that's one of the coolest things about, you know, with La Special. While, you know, our music is maybe a little bit heavier or weirder or more diminished than some of those other bands, music festival crowds just have the most open-minded outlook on music. You know, like if we open for Animals as Leaders, people would throw things at us, you know, but like we can go and play with bands like Pigeons, and our crowds, while it's not super, you know, in the same wheelhouse, there's a lot of crossover, and a lot of our fans like them and a lot of their fans like us. So, you know, I think that festivals are an awesome place to make new fans and turn new people on that might otherwise be like, you guys have too many skulls in your poster, I don't want to hear that. But then they see you and they're like, okay, that's actually, the skulls are cool. So I think you brought up, you know, Crossbones, shout out.
Crossbones are fire,
I think the Big Up was kind of a big one for us. You know, we did this late night set at the Big Up, and that year it would have been like 2011 or 2012. The lineup was just ridiculous. Like we played, and then it was like right after us was like Tipper, and then like and that was, you know, like Dopapod and Big Gigantic.
You're talking the Big Up right now?
The Big Up, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Crazy lineups at that
Unbelievable.
festival.
I was camp counseling then.
Were you?
I was camp counseling then as well, and I actually snuck out in a camp way, and went to the Big Up for a night, and you know.
Did you take any of the camp kids with you?
But
we're going to see Big Gigantic. Throw your lasers and your sleeping bags in the van.
Hey kids, have you ever heard Diminished Fifth before, you little idiots? Come on.
I was definitely tired when I got back. But yeah, actually, so I just pulled up Grateful Web. No big deal. Information superhighway. Looking at this Big Up lineup, it's unbelievable.
It's insane.
Mean, 4 o'clock at like a main stage, the Heineken Big Up stage, Elephant Wrecking Ball, Ficus, La Special, Dopapod, DJs deep into the night, Mr. F, Aqueous, Kung Fu, Escort, Holy Beep, Jeff Bujak back when it was popping, Brothers Past, Thriftworks, Dr. Famous, Formula 5, Richard James and the Name Changers, now Richard James of Neighbor, Consider the Source, Heavy Pats, Higher Organics, Kung Fu Prince Tribute.
Oh yeah.
Orchard Lounge, Horizon Wireless. I mean, 70 acts.
Wow.
Indobox with Michael Carter. Damn.
A lot of bands that still that aren't around anymore too.
Yeah.
And that was the 2013 lineup you're reading, right, Greg?
That is the 2013 lineup.
Information superhighway.
See if you can get the 2012 lineup, because the 2013 one was really fun for us. We had Rob Compa from Dopapod sit in because they were next, and this is pretty funny. Like he sat in on a song Sweet Pea that I shouldn't even be bringing up because our fans have been asking us to bring that song back for years, but we don't have the samples for it anymore. But anyway, it's like more of a melodic, dreamy drum and bass tune, and Rob's like, you know, really tasteful, like great guitar licks on it. And then we went into this song Mogwai, which you don't really play anymore, and it is all just slap diminished fifths bass. I don't know who I was listening to at the time, but we're like, Rob, you want to just stay up? And he's like, okay. He's like, what is it? I was like, I don't really know like what key it's in or anything. And he literally, like, we started playing it, and he just looks over at John at one point, and he's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to do over this.
We're just trying to teach these camp kids a little lesson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a survivalist class. Yeah. So
they all earned badges after that.
As the information superhighway provides, it turns out there was not a 2012 edition, but there was a 2011.
Okay, that would be the one I'm referring to. That's the one with like Tipper and Big Gigantic and
Iodo, Tipper, Big Gigantic, Rack, Digital Tape Machine, Marco Benevento, Abacus. Damn.
right?
Higher Organics. Yeah. What up to the boy Jules? Docio, Orchard Lounge, Polis Ambassador, Zugma, The Breakfast, The Works, The Indobox, Kung Fu, Dopapod, The Mala, Twiddle, Stranger Entrance, Boojak, Jimkata, Electronic Anonymous, Consider the Source. I mean, the list literally goes on. Supercilious, heard of them. Cosmic Dust Bunnies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, you scroll down, you find the special.
You
gotta get down the flyer a little bit.
You absolutely have to scroll now. It's
like, but that's like, you know how popping it was because I almost got a set.
Really?
I was a DJ back then.
You should have, man. I did several DJs at just Renegade campsite sets. I hope nobody was there or remembers.
Camp kids got to learn.
It was don't want to take the camp. That was literally at one point me and Rory set up at a campsite to play, and Rory had one drumstick, and so we got a branch and broke it in half, and Rory played a Doja Monkey set with branch as his snare drumstick. So
I've never seen Ben Atkin play with a branch. So
got to get our boy out to nature.
I mean, I feel like they could do some Renegade sets this summer. We can get the boys some branches.
Yeah,
I'm
whittling
branch
some
branches.
Yeah, in my living
just whittle something.
Yeah.
Just live a whittle. All right, let's nighttime out of here because I can see our listeners are dwindling now that we don't have free stuff to give away. This has been. This has been the first nighttime.
This has been a blast for me, guys. This has been fun.
Dude, Luke, we got to do this again on Thursday so we can get the crossposts right because the whole point was to promote the show.
I'm down anytime, man. I had a blast hanging with you guys this weekend, and I know we were talking about doing this, and so I appreciate you guys having me on and everything you guys are doing with this podcast, man. It's blowing up. It's really dope to see the community and the response. It's awesome. It's great shit.
Tell them about Love Seat yet or no?
Yeah. Fucking
definitely. Let's go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Love Seat.
Coming to Sacred Rose 2023.
I like that.
Branch Fest.
So we can definitely get some branches there, maybe.
Love Seats is an emerging hip hop bass trio, 60% covers, 40% originals. Coming out of the Northeast, power trio influenced, featuring some of your favorite members of both podcasts and bands. That's all we're going to leave you with now.
Yeah, I like that teaser.
Greg's got to have dinner.
Definitely enticing people with that one.
Yes, that's it. Enticing. Bo Bison.
Publicity spice on there, man.
Spicy. That's it. The rhymes are there. So, Luke, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
We're stoked to see you at the Gramercy. We're going to actually promote the show at some point, since sometimes, sometimes you miss, but we'll be there. Don't forget about Dre.
Right.
Definitely not. Also, don't forget about the Taconic Parkway. A lot of good branches on the side of the Taconic.
Yeah, if you guys want to come, we're going to be doing some pre-parties along Route 22, driving to the city on Saturday. We'll be live streaming it, cross-posting with Gray Beyond.
Playing from the back of a pickup truck slowly.
Yeah, just finding a pickup truck to set up and find some branches. And we're getting very rustic here.
Upstate New York, visit your local inn, and you may see us this weekend. We love you guys. We'll see you at the Gramercy. We're hanging with Luke Beamond. Love y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Luke.